Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing my June TBR with you all. If I seem a little off or awkward in this video, it's because I totally am. I haven't been doing much filming recently, so I don't really remember how to be in front of the camera really. I feel out of practice. I have recently taken a bit of a break from uploading regularly. I mean, I wasn't really a regular uploader. I usually uploaded about once a week, but I haven't been on Twitter or Instagram recently at all. I've just been really busy. Along with just not being active on social media or on my channel, I also just haven't been actively reading. It's the 20th of April today. No, it's the 20th of May. You know, you've been busy and life's been hectic when you think you're 1 month behind what it currently is. Oh my god. Anyway, it's the 20th of May. And yeah, I still haven't finished a book this month. I mean, we have 10 days. Hopefully I make up for it. We shall see.
LMFAO, I did not finish a book in May.
But having said that, I just really want to have a good reading month in June. And I just want to read the books that I am most excited for and books that I've just been meaning to pick up for a while. So there's actually quite a few rereads on this list because these books or series that I've read in the past and absolutely love and want to reread anyway actually now have sequels that I have not gotten to yet that I've been meaning to get through, like basically since the beginning of the year. So the first of the book series I want to reread, oh, they're out of order, hang on, got it, yeah, put them in the correct order. That is the Graceling series. So this was originally a trilogy, and early this year Winter Keep came out. This is the newest book in this series. This series does start out like a companion book series, like book 1 and book 2, which is Graceling and Fire. You can actually read out of order. It doesn't really matter too much from what I remember. But when I was like 16, 17, Graceling was like my favorite book, and I haven't read it I don't think since high school, so I've been meaning to do a reread of this series for a really long time, but it's one of those situations where I'm kind of intimidated to reread it because I have such fond memories and feelings towards these books, and I know I've definitely changed and my taste in reading and books has definitely changed, so it's definitely going to be a very interesting experience to revisit these, but hopefully a like nostalgic and worthwhile one. This book, Graceling, is the introduction to this world, and it's a typical, you know, made-up fantasy, medieval Europe inspired world, but in this we have people who are born with what they call grace, and those with graces are those with magical abilities, and these people are able to be identified by their eyes because they have 2 different colored eyes, and everyone has a different unique ability. So it's not like, you know, Avatar where everyone has, or you know, one nation has like the same set of abilities. And here everyone has really different abilities, and our main character that we follow in here, Katsa, has the ability to kill, but she's also the niece to the king. So because she's so closely tied to or related to the royal family, she has been used from a very young age for the advantage of well, her uncle's using her for his advantage is what I mean to say. Oh god, words. Anyway, so we follow her, and I can distinctly remember what I loved about this was it's a very character focused fantasy, and it's one of those fantasy books that spoke about the magic and explored the magic, but also used that to explore the character and her characteristics. Her having, you know, this identity of, you know, a killer grace is what I think they called it, and how that shaped the environment she grew up in, shaped her as a person. And that's all I want to say on this. I really love this. I think it was such a fun, delightful read. Fire takes place in another part of the world and is actually technically a prequel. I don't remember much about this, so it's going to be very interesting to reread this, but I did really love this one as well. And then with Bitter Blue, you do have to read it after this book's from what I remember, because the main character in this is a child in Graceling, and we see her older in here. I have no idea what the newest book in the series, Winter Keep, is about, and I'm going to keep it that way because I would like the surprise. But I am so excited to be back in this world, and also to see how Christian Cashel has decided to expand it. From what I know, I don't think Winter Keep's going to be the last book either. I think she's going to do 1 or 2 more. I'll put up on the screen so like you guys get the proper information instead of me just bullshitting. But yeah, I really want to reread those three and read this one for the first time so badly in June. And I think it will happen because they were such quick, easy reads, and I feel like rereads in general just tend to be quicker reads, you know what I mean? Also, similar situation, I really want to reread The Last Magician and The Devil's Thief. It's been about 2 years since I've read these books. I actually read these like in the early days of my booktube channel, and when it was my first year on booktube, so 2019, these were like some of my favorite books that I'd read that year. This series really reminds me of The Diviners, so if you're a fan of The Diviners by Libba Bray, I highly recommend this. I think especially the first book gives off a lot of Diviner vibes. Like, we have a girl who travels back into the past, and she is in the early 1900s in New York. So it's a slightly different time period, but still historic. And then we have a group of teenagers who all have like different abilities. So this girl, her ability obviously is to travel in time. I can't even remember all the abilities, but there was a bunch of them. There was a great cast of characters, that historical setting. There was also quite a bit of mystery to it as well, but I really loved how the time travel element was done in this. I don't want to say too much, but in my eyes, it was done perfection, just like how I like to see time travel done. I was so happy with it. I didn't love this book, The Devil's Thief, I couldn't even remember what it's called, as much as The Last Magician. I could not remember why. I think I thought this suffered a bit from second book syndrome, so I'm hoping that the latest release, which only just came out, I think in April, The Serpent's Curse, is, you know, I hope that's just, you know, going to pick up the series again, because I've been looking forward to that book for so long. It was meant to come out like last year and it kept getting pushed back. So it's finally out and I still haven't read it, and I need to reread these before I get to it because it has been a while. So the main character, who's the time travel who goes back in time, she does get stuck back in time and she needs some sort of device to help her use her ability. So she's also a thief, and so she's trying to track down in this time period this object, I think, that can help her travel back to her period. And then I think she also has like a mission or something she's supposed to steal. It's something along those lines, but she's a thief and a time traveler, and it was just a very cool combination and something that just made me love her and her character. The other reason I say this series reminds me of The Diviners actually is because the main girl and the love interest, they really remind me of Sam and Evie from The Diviners, although I would say the main girl isn't as bubbly as Evie, but there is something about the dynamic of this couple that really reminds me of Sam and Evie. So I highly recommend this if you're a fan of The Diviners, and I can't wait to reread and revisit this series in June and read the new book. It's going to be great. And then in June, my most anticipated book of the year comes out, and that is of course The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. So I only read my first Tasha Suri book in February, which was Empire of Sand. I read that for a vlog, so I'll leave it linked if you want to see my thoughts in the vlog. No one does slow burn romance like Tasha Suri, and I'm so excited for this one. This book, The Jasmine Throne, is a sapphic romance between I can't remember if she's a princess, but someone high up in society, and then her maid. And it just, I think it's going to be affection. Like, the way Tasha Suri does her slow burn romances, I just know this book is going to hit, and I'm so excited for it. So I'm going to get that as soon as it comes out and read it as soon as it comes out. Like, I have to do it because I'm just so excited, and I don't have many anticipated releases. Like, I'm not that sort of person who has a whole list of them, but like this is there and I just have to read it. There is definitely a lot more books that I want to read in June, but I'm going to leave it there. It's not a long list, it's a short one, and I think it's reasonable considering how little I have been reading recently, and I've started a lot of vlogs, themed vlogs, and I want to also continue reading books for them. So, you know, we're keeping them secret, but we want to actively be reading them behind the scenes. So that's what I'm going to do. And yeah, hopefully I'm a lot more active in June. I'm sorry that I have been inactive and just not here. I'm trying to find my groove, and hopefully I get it in June, because I really do miss being part of this community and reading and all the good stuff that comes with it. Anyway, that's it. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know how you're going, what you're reading at the moment. If you have any recommendations from an amazing book you've read recently, I would love to hear all that. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you're enjoying whatever you're currently reading, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!